What up, Dokkanners? We are going to be doing a brief recap on the big live stream that we had earlier today, and then we're also going to be talking about a couple more bits of news. We got an announcement on the global side about an upcoming maintenance, and we are going to be talking about the upcoming Tanabata reveal. A lot of people were very confused on this previous live stream, wondering where the heck the Tanabata stuff was. And, you know, there's only so much that I can do in terms of informing you guys, but if you watch the videos, you guys will be on top of the information in terms of what's going on, because this was never going to have anything to do with the Tanabata reveal. They did this live stream because it was scheduled earlier, and they had apparently enough time to do it. And now that we've seen it, it makes sense why, because it wasn't exactly going to be in the way that we thought it would. And then the incoming Tanabata reveal has been changed from a stream into a video because of the impending typhoon that is potentially going to make landfall in Japan. So let's go ahead and start by reviewing what happened here. Obviously, the main takeaway is that 100 Dragonstones are going to be coming to everybody on July 3rd. But this live stream was honestly very fun. And I was very surprised because I wasn't expecting it to be, but it was actually very fun. And in my opinion, not hyperbole, this was the most entertaining, the most fun Dokkan stream I've ever seen. It really was, because it was, they added elements to it that actually made it more engaging. It was kind of like just typical Dokkan content, only better in some cases. They added some things that really made it a more fun experience. And I gotta say, I've taken away some ideas from it, so you might see some of these again. But going into this, we had about 12 million metal coolers to clear at this point. And leading up to this, it was basically all about the players beating 100 million metal coolers collectively. Initially, when I first saw this goal, I figured, you know what? Based on a regression analysis, they probably determined that during these down period celebrations, we could still pull off something like 100 million metal coolers. I don't know if they ultimately decided that, wait, halfway through, maybe almost all the way through, they realized maybe this was a mistake and they had to set something up like this, or maybe this was always in the plans. But as time went by, it seemed less and less likely. And I kind of thought, you know what? We were just never going to get 100 stones to begin with. We were going to get like 70 or something like that. But what they did here was actually very clever. Instead of actually trying to clear 12 million metal coolers straight up, they did something a little different. They added these little bounties where you would earn 500,000 additional metal coolers killed by achieving a bingo in any direction. You would get another 1 million metal coolers killed by reaching the time limit, or, you know, clearing under certain times on these events. And so Sakura Ando, the MC, and Geppy sort of tag teamed trying to clear these challenges. And it was very fun to watch. And on my live stream, I tried to clear these challenges with them, with all of the same teams and conditions for the most part, except for a couple of moments. The first round, I didn't do the same as them. And then after that, I tried my best to keep up. And then I was just getting tired along the way. But it was very fun. It was actually very fun. These little time attack missions, it kind of took me back to how Community Fest was, or what was the most recent, like Battle Hour. It was fun doing that stuff with Geppy. By the way, Geppy's lost weight. I was pulling up the not the Tanabata stuff. I was looking through like older videos, and yeah, Geppy's actually lost a lot of weight. There was a part in this video where he was supposed to be like running in place for about 15 minutes, and people were kind of not laughing, but, you know, playfully jabbing at the fact that he was out of breath afterwards. But in all honesty, dude, he's been working out. So, you know, more power to you, King. That was cool to see. When I was looking back at the Dokkan Festival mini Super Saiyan 4 Daimagoku, and in that one, he's wearing like a blazer, and he's a lot chunkier than he is here, which was pretty cool. So anyway, we're not gonna look at all this stuff. You guys can watch the stream. I uploaded it as the full video. But they started to do these, like, dude, look at this. Check these out. Deliver a final blow with an EX super attack. Clear with an extreme class team. Clear within 3 turns. Clear while in giant form. Clear with a team of 5 characters that each cost 50 or lower. They're very unique, and we've actually never seen these as missions before, so they came up with these themselves. They're pretty cool. One thing I will say, when they lost some of those runs, they shouldn't have still been able to get some of these done, but I understood for the sake of time, they kind of had to. This ended up going 2.5 hours, which was pretty lengthy. It's a pretty long time. But yeah, they had this thing where like there were new modifiers that they would draw out of a box. If you take damage, every time you take damage, you get zapped. And that was funny to me because I just came out of watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City, and getting zapped every time a monster takes damage is exactly what happened in one of the duels. So it's kind of like watching a shadow game unfold in front of me, but that was funny. And they had another one where he had to walk on these like reflexology foot mats where it like it's activates different parts of your body by making contact with your feet. It's like stepping on Legos, but they're not Legos, they're like the little round pieces of putty. This is the one where he had to run in place. So he's like using what was it, like a mall walker or something like that. She lost a couple of times. It was just very fun. You guys really should go watch it. There was another one where they had to clear before a balloon popped. Like, it was actually really fun. They were kind of taken out of their element to an extent, and they were a little uncomfortable, which kind of made it more candid and honest and more fun to watch. This was their best stream. And the fact that Geppy is doing this, I think bodes well for the future of Dokkan under the Geppy administration, because they came up with some pretty cool ideas for this. I had fun watching it. Towards the end, I got a little cranky because I was falling asleep midstream. Look, it was 4 in the morning, okay? Like, I was dying on stream. Yeah. But anyway, at the end of the day, we got our 100 stones. Now, it's not going to just be given into your gift box straight up. What they're going to be doing is they're going to have it available for purchase in the Baba shop using your big spaghetti star chips, starting on July 3rd, or I guess July 2nd for some people. And you would exchange your star chips for the dragon stones. So hopefully you guys were on top of all of the, like, you know, kill the metal cooler missions that we had during the celebration. If you guys were on top of that and you collected those star chips, then you will have the means to buy all those dragon stones later, starting from the beginning of the metal cooler celebration all the way back at the beginning of last month, right? Beginning of June. Where the heck am I looking? Okay. Whatever, like this one, right? They had all these different missions, clear 3, 10, 20, 70, whatever. And so all of these gave you those star chips. So hopefully you did all those, because those will be necessary come next week. And that's where we are with this. So go check it out if you guys want to see the whole thing. In my honest opinion, it was the most fun I've ever had on a Dokkan stream. You might feel differently, you might agree, but let me know in the comments how you guys felt about it. Next bit of news, the maintenance. So Global has been given a maintenance notice for an upcoming update 6.4.0, and apparently JP never got this announcement. So upcoming July 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m., 2 hours after that day's global daily reset, until July 3rd, 12 a.m. So 5 hours of maintenance. They're going to be, Global's going to be down, and we're going to be getting update 6.4.0. What is 6.4.0? I have no idea. They don't give us any information on it. Lately, they don't seem to give us information at all when it comes to updates in the proper timing. This is actually one of the things that I find very irritating about them. Like update 6.2.0, we got this info page like 5 days after we actually got the update. It was stupid. It used to be very prompt and it used to be very well timed, but now it's just become really bad. I don't know why it's like that. So that's probably what I would expect would happen from this, but you know, we have data heads for this sort of thing. So once they get the information, I'll relay it to you in a video. But this will be happening as we're already in the Tanabata celebration. This is not when Tanabata is going to be starting. Tanabata is going to be starting in about 2 days. But once we're like, you know, 4 or 5 days in, this will probably drop. This might even be for like a potential EZA or 2 that could be coming up. Maybe the Tanabata, once we start it, we don't actually get all that stuff. Maybe that'll be a little bit later. We don't just get 1 data download per week anymore. Sometimes we can get multiple. So that could be what this is. That's that bit of news. And then the next one is probably the main one that you're concerned about, and that is the Tanabata reveal. A lot of people were very confused on the Metal Cooler live broadcast because they were expecting to find out stuff about Tanabata here. Not once did they ever mention anything about it, and they even said beforehand it was not going to have anything to do with the new character info coming up for Tanabata. And in spite of that, people were freaking out and complaining and not paying attention. So some of you might not know about this, but the live broadcast has been removed and it has been reformatted to be an actual video, a pre-recorded video. This is because of the upcoming typhoon that is approaching Japan. So for safety reasons, they wanted to just get the video pre-recorded so that they don't have to worry about it when the time comes. So now it is going to be a video. It is now publicly scheduled. So I will link this down below in the description. It is going to be dropping later on tonight, 3 hours after the upcoming global daily reset. 3? It was supposed to be 4. I guess they've rescheduled it a little bit earlier for the video because the stream was going to happen an hour later, but whatever. I will go live, and so we'll watch it and react to it together. The video, now that it is a pre-scheduled video, we are able to check the back-end data just on YouTube, and we know that it's going to be a 35-minute video. 35-minute video. Now, if we go back to last year, the Tanabata reveal last year, as I mentioned before, was about a 50-minute video. So around an hour into my stream, we start it, and then it ends at about 49:20. All right, so it's 49:30. So 49 and a half minutes, basically 50 minutes. And so last year during that reveal, let's break down the thing in terms of how it all played out. So it started an hour, and then for about 9 minutes they talk about events, live stream, stone incentives, and all that stuff. Then from the 9-minute mark going all the way to the 23-minute mark, so basically 14 minutes, was pure info and animations about the new character. And as you guys know, the new character last year for the LR Tanabata was the Golden Frieza Gogeta Reversible Exchange Dokkan Festival. A Reversible Exchange Dokkan Festival LR took about 15 minutes to get through. What does that mean? That is the equivalent of a dual Dokkan Festival reveal. If we go to the recent May Producers Letter video for Golden Week, where we had the Beerus and God Goku reveals, let's check out the timing. Beerus, the animations and stuff start around a minute, and then the information ends for the two characters around 14 and a half minutes. 13 to 14 minutes. That is where they covered Dokkan Festival TUR Beerus, Dokkan Festival TUR AGL God Goku. Those two characters basically are what make up a reversible exchange. A reversible exchange is basically two characters put together. So both of those reveals essentially took about the same time. Now, this is not damning evidence of one or the other, but because of that, and because the video is 35 minutes, devoting 15 minutes to just the sheer character info and animations kind of fits. So I think this is pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point that it's going to be a reversible exchange LR. It could still not be, but based on the timing and how lengthy it seems to be, I think it is going to be a reversible exchange. So my new and final prediction, as I've mentioned before, it's going to be Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, reversible exchange. Some might have preferred to just have it Orange Piccolo. I think I would have preferred to just be Orange Piccolo. STR Beast Gohan is going to be getting his EZA come the 12th anniversary, but you know, whatever. What can you do? I'm sure the unit will still be good, so that's fine. And my guess is also it's going to be AGL. AGL Orange Piccolo plus Beast Gohan, or vice versa. That is my prediction. The rest of the video, what are they going to talk about? Maybe they can include something about this upcoming, you know, update 6.4.0. Based on how it played out last year, there would have to be some information about an EZA or two. The EZA doesn't necessarily have to be part of Superhero. It can be anything that just relates to Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo. Considering Gohan and Piccolo have a long history, bond of master and disciple, you could look at like Saiyan Saga STR Gohan Piccolo as a potential EZA. There could be, you know, many more. There could be like Namek Saga LR Gohan Piccolo. There's a lot of different choices that they could do in terms of kind of catering to that character in terms of leader skill, kit, history, whatever the case may be. And then there'll be some event info regarding like stones from the broadcast or something like that, maybe. New info, new events, a Purunga Dragon Ball campaign, maybe multiple. There might be some extra promotional stuff towards the end, maybe some codes or whatever. So I think all of that will provide enough fluff for the video to last a solid 35 minutes. Will there be any additional information about new modes? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's all we've got for this one. There's really not much else to discuss, so I'm not going to drag it on any further. I will be live later on tonight to check out the video, so make sure you guys join me for that. But otherwise, enjoy the fact that we are all going to be receiving 100 Dragon Stones in about a week. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. In the comments your thoughts on everything that we've discussed so far. The 100 Dragon Stones, have you guys stayed on top of all the big Getty Star Chip stuff? I don't think you can do those anymore, so did you? How many Dragon Stones do you have going into this celebration? Are you guys excited for Superhero being at the front and center of this Tanabata LR, this TDC celebration? What else? Anything else that I missed? Feel free to share in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content of the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned, and ours words to Dokkan responsibly.